Hi, my name is Amanda Flintoft, and welcome to my Action Research presentation. The issue I would like to research is regarding the safety of the technology classroom. The issue stems from my most recent practicum and long-term occasional experience. Due to the significantly high number of IEPs in my classroom, I found it challenging to maintain the safety of everyone while paying close attention to the high needs of many students. I felt that more support was needed to the classroom with many IEPs. As the needs were very high, it was difficult to reach every student in a single lesson. The EA that was provided for this classroom was only there for half of the period, and the student that they were to help did not take well to him. Having this EA posed more of an issue than it provided help. As our classroom and technology will always face these types of challenges due to the varying needs of our students, I would like to build on my current strategies as well as add new ones to my toolbox and hopefully create more awareness of the concern in the technology classroom. Students in our type of classroom handle very dangerous tools and equipment, and it is our job to ensure they are safe. I hope to develop universal strategies that all tech teachers can use to improve classroom safety regarding the inclusive environment. Though safety in general is a concern, my focus is on providing more knowledge and creating awareness for all types of learners. As some students may not grasp the initial safety presentation in the classroom, it is essential to provide ongoing supports to ensure everyone has an equal opportunity to practice safely. During the brainstorming phase, I had several questions. After careful and thorough discussion with my critical partner, we were able to combine a couple of my questions to focus on the true issue at hand, which in this case was safety. Though I feel we have a good handle on safety in the classroom, my concern was more about maintaining the safety with the growing needs of our students. The two questions we combined were, how do I improve the effective use of an EA in a technological classroom? And how do I improve classroom inclusion while keeping safety in mind? And we came up with this. My final question is, how can I improve my instruction regarding all safety aspects of the kitchen while maintaining inclusion and the greater needs of some students? During my last placement, there were a few safety concerns that really stood out to me and had me questioning whether the students had any prior knowledge of safety or if it was enforced. I also noticed that because of the needs of some students, others were not being tended to as often, allowing room for error. This is when horseplay would occur. The hope is to have proper supports in place to make sure everyone is always safe. When deciding how to conduct my initial research, I chose to look up terms such as horseplay, rough, undesired, and/or silly activity creating potential hazards in the kitchen environment. Inclusive education means that all students attend and are welcomed by their neighborhood schools in age-appropriate regular classes and are supported to learn, contribute, and participate in all aspects of the life of the school. Educational assistant, a support staff, a term designating personnel who help teachers carry out the educational mission of the school and who make the educational experiences of children more rewarding. Classroom diversity, being able to identify variety and differences within students. And classroom safety, providing a safe environment to promote student success. Additional to this research, I wanted to be more specific to my broad-based technology, so I included keywords such as preparing food safety, handling, preparing, and storing food in a way that will prevent foodborne illness. Personal hygiene. Personal hygiene refers to maintaining cleanliness of one's body and clothing to preserve overall health and well-being, to ensure food safety and prevent cross-contamination. Cross-contamination, the process of unintentionally transferring unwanted bacteria or physical debris to food resulting in a harmful outcome. And finally, kitchen hazards, any situation or activity that poses potential danger to the kitchen environment, such as slipping, tripping, burns, cuts, etc. The following review of literature confirms that there is a problem with the increased risk of classroom safety, partially because of the growing needs of the classroom environment and classroom inclusivity. Since inclusive classrooms are part of our society, as all students deserve the right to learn, there is an increased risk of safety. The safety of the school, student, teacher, educational assistant, and the consumer in the case of hospitality are at an increased risk. I am confident that the following research provides significant resources and strategies to help identify solutions for new and seasoned teachers to develop their pedagogy and maintain safety within their classrooms. I feel that the resources I have chosen provide evidence of concern for classroom safety as well as strategies to cope with the problem. The first article confirms the concern not only for students but also for teachers, and the fact that many do not feel prepared nor qualified to face many of the challenges we are presented with day to day. This piece expresses the concern of parents for their children feeling unsafe. Some kids are afraid to go to school due to uncomfortable and uncontrollable outbursts from other students. It gives examples of excuses kids are using to avoid school because of their fears. The next two slides are from a resource that provided many classroom management strategies. In these slides, I have selected a few that really stood out to me as useful strategies specific to the technology classroom. These next two slides outline strategies specific to the needs of many types of learning and to the safety passports and checklists. I have yet to see the passport in action, but would like to explore this further and tailor it to my classroom needs. This resource was more specific to the hospitality classroom and provided strategies specific to hospitality curriculum expectations using technology teacher literature. I found this important to the research as technology teachers face the most difficulty with safety as we use dangerous tools in some of our classrooms. Though I have been grouping my students in ways that include both grouping styles, I never realized there was specific terminology surrounding this. I found that in comparing the two groups, there are benefits to both. I tended to group students heterogeneously so they could build off of each other's strengths, but never really considered that there are benefits to both types of grouping. I feel this is helpful when deciding on group projects so we as teachers can use everyone's skills in the most effective ways possible. These were a few more strategies specific to technology classrooms that I found useful. This identifies the strengths and challenges for each type of learner, allowing us as teachers to group students accordingly. In technology classrooms, due to the lack of space and equipment, group projects are necessary. Therefore, it is important that we learn how to pair the students in a way that will showcase their abilities and guide them towards success. As teachers are challenged with diversity and inclusion in our classrooms, I feel it is important to develop more effective strategies to achieve greater success. Though this is just the start to extensive research that is required, there is a lot of useful information within these articles. Further research, testing some of these strategies, and reflecting on their effectiveness to answer the question more thoroughly will help to develop universal strategies for future practice. I truly believe that we can encompass classroom inclusion while improving the safety of the environment. After studying some of this research, the plan I have devised is as follows. Participants involved in this research will include students, in-school team, administration, colleagues, and the head of technology department, either in my school or in the board. Data will be collected during instructional time, prep periods, and scheduled meetings with appropriate participants within the school hours or directly after school. In order to address the area of concern regarding my question, it is crucial to analyze my daily practice while receiving feedback from colleagues, students, and supervisors. Students, facing the day-to-day challenges the lack of safety presents, it will be crucial to the success of this project to understand how students feel regarding safety on a regular basis by assessing their practice with a rubric. Colleagues, by having this group observe my classroom at different times, they will be able to offer suggestions or provide feedback on the testing of new strategies. By having teachers from different departments, they may be able to offer a broader range of these strategies to try with my classroom. Teacher journals. I would like to compare notes with like teachers from other schools who are able to test some of these strategies. By comparing notes, we can narrow down the most effective strategies to use within our BBT. As every school has students of different abilities, this data will be essential in providing a universal solution to the problem. Interviews. By interviewing random students, with provided permissions, we can hear the concerns of students and how they feel about the environment. I would like to conduct these interviews at the beginning, middle, and end of my research to determine if an improvement has been achieved. I am not sure yet if I will interview the same students each time or make sure there is consistency in my data. Anecdotal records and reflection. Personal notes and reflections of my findings using new strategies within the classroom. I want to be sure students feel safe and that there is in fact an improvement moving forward. I feel that my sources combined will help me to provide an unbiased, fair, and validated response to the problem. As my sources relate directly to the classroom's daily function and the sources are from different perspectives, we will be able to narrow down the universal solutions that will help the teacher and the student. This will be validated by the students, teachers, in-school team and administration feedback and reflections throughout the semester to ensure improvements are being made. This is reliable because we are learning in the moment and taking real-life experience and changing it as we go to make improvements. The sources provide triangulation because they are 3 different sources reflecting on the same issue, providing many different views to help narrow the focus. I plan to collect this data through the course of the semester, through teaching practice. I would like to arrange specific days for observations, student surveys, and interviews. The anecdotal records and reflections will occur daily when safety is assessed and problems can be addressed immediately. By comparing surveys, reflections, observation notes, and other teacher strategies, I plan to grow my strategies toolbox so I have many ways to teach new safety knowledge to learners of all abilities. I will analyze these sources by keeping a journal, anecdotal records, and reflections of practice based on the monthly observations of teachers, tech heads, and in-school team. I will use the results from student surveys and personal classroom observations to address further issues and incorporate new strategies to address areas of concern and provide a base for further research. Review. Analyze the feedback and construct new strategies based on the observation feedback from colleagues. As always, it is important to provide ethical considerations to protect and respect all students. Everything will be recorded as anonymously, without any identity attached to the source. I will identify whether the source was a student or other faculty, but names will not be connected. I would request permission for participation in writing and will provide accommodations to those who choose not to participate or do not receive permissions to do so. My hope is to create a toolbox of useful strategies to improve my teaching practice regarding the safety surrounding my broad-based technology. With the increase of inclusivity, the needs of the students are greater. This leaves room for error if careful consideration is not taken. We need to be able to provide a safe and fair work environment while observing all students and monitoring the appropriate safety procedures of the classroom. Thank you for viewing my action research presentation.